This is the walkthrough for 15647, the 2026 Sierra 41 Duplex. Up front here, we'll see we have both of our LP tanks, 30, both filled. We have our converger up front here. The direction the converger is pointing, of course, is going to be the line for which it is pulling the LP gas. But do be aware, just because this converger is pointing this way does not mean that this is not producing gas. It just means that we are pulling from each direct line. So just be mindful of when these are on. Up front, we do have a manual tongue jack here, as well as our 7-point pin brake and our brake control here. On the back, we do have our 24 interstate battery hooked up back there. And then we also have this LP tank cover that goes over both tanks. May come all the way over here. We do have a switch on the side. This will control your front lights up here. Down the side will bring us over to our service bay. With our service bay from left to right, we have our satellites. This is going to be our satellite main. That'll go through the main system. Goes to the rear room, satellite for the front, and you also have cable TV access. In the middle, as well as at the bottom, you will have your black tank flushes. These would be how you clean out your black tank. Attach a hose to that. From left to right here, we have our city water connection. As you can see, it's already connected to our main line. This will allow you to connect to your home with potable water. Allow this to run water from city fixtures to the fixtures on the inside there. Freshwater connection is going to be for your freshwater tank. So you'll fill this up if you guys don't have access to city water, if you're boondocking, if you're anywhere. You'll fill this tank up and allow you to have that water there for you. Down the side here, you'll notice these little open ports, or these closed ports here. Twist them open and it'll give you access to your black, gray, and galley tank pools there. And then that outlet is going to be right here at the bottom. On the side here, you'll notice that you do have informational labels, as well as informational labels telling you where your low point drains and your drains are located. Bring it down the side here. You see that we have another access point on the side, and that'll show you your black and your second gray tank there. This is your 50 amp short cord. This will go inside your camper for you guys. This is our inlet and outlet for our exhaust for our furnace. So you do want to make sure you get a nice little metal mesh cover. They have the magnetic ones, or the ones you can screw directly on here. Make sure you get one of those to cover this up, so you can avoid inlet and outlet problems, having bugs or any debris get in there during travel. Down here, we will have also another drainage outlet. This is our back door. This will lead into our rear restroom. And then down here to the right is going to be our water heater. Now, this is an on-demand water heater. The main thing you need to know about this outside unit: this is your fuse here. This is your main switch. On and off there. Right now she's on. She's gonna make sure that switch is on. And the rest of the control board is going to be on the inside. We'll come around side here to give you information about your stabilizer jacks. As you can see, you do have 4 stabilizer jacks, 2 on the front, 2 on the back there, for you to keep this level from left to right, as well as your LP quick connect down here for a grill to you to use. And she is labeled right smack there on the side too. If we come around the side here, you do have your open slide doors. Your awning is not fully, but your awning is extended there. As you can see, we do have a bit of inclement weather, so you do want to be mindful with that awning extension, that when she is fully extended, you may not see the flap that drops down to let you know that she is fully extended. If you see the aluminum bar that goes across, instead of seeing that flap, please make sure you stop letting your awning out, because if you do continue, you have the possibility of rolling that awning back up and having it go back to this camper here. Down the side here. We have one more exterior port, and this will bring you to accessing your hydraulic fluid. Twist her back on. Very simple back patio-like-esque sliding door there. And then for your stairs here, they fold over once, and then they rock back into place there. To get out, you're rocking back over those little tabs there. Pull her down. Make sure you lock that in that tab, then drop that front step there. You also do have this adjustment bar that is adjustable in travel, as well as adjustable to being out of the way. You have one more satellite port on the exterior here, as well as having another exterior 110 outlet that does open there. If we take a step to the inside here, I'm going to start on our main control board, but I'll give you guys a quick visual. Wonderful. All right, we gave you a quick overview there. This is our main control board for the system. Up top, you will see you have two switches for your black and gray tank. This is going to be for your heated holding tank. So if your tanks do happen to have water in them to prevent them from freezing over in the winter, you do have these heated pads positioned under them, so you can switch this switch over here. That'll cut those heated pads on for you. This is for our water pump in case we are boondocking, don't have access to city water, and we're using the water from our tank, and or we are winterizing. Next over, we'll see that we have our light switches. So this is going to go for our hallway. This is for the awning outside. We do have our porch light, and that is going to control the light directly outside the door. As well as our main ceiling lights here. We're gonna hop over to the top right here. This is gonna show us all of our gauges for both our batteries and our tanks. They are labeled at the bottom here, but for black 1 and 2, as you can see, they are all empty. And then your battery does have the charge there for you as well. Down here, on the left, you do have access to add an extra awning switch, but that one is just a flat switch for you there. And then it's going to extend and retract your awning right outside. Down here are going to be our slides. I'm always one to suggest labeling these when you do get the chance to, just to make it easier. But this slide will control your back bedroom slide. This slide will control, the second one will control this front bedroom slide. And then this last one will control our main slide here. Now, as you can see, there are a couple of areas to be mindful of when we are opening and closing our slides. Of course, you do not want to have anything in front of the slide area. So I always say, wherever your countertop starts is usually where your slide will end, at least for in this main area. So being mindful of anything placed within this front portion here, as well as this door. Being mindful of the position this door is in when you are both opening and closing your slide. I always suggest we just have this door closed when you're both opening and closing our slide, so it does not get caught up off of the back of our slide here. Being mindful of this down here. Once again, just making sure that there's nothing in front of our slide here to bust and break. Making sure that this door is either open and or closed. It's just being mindful. As you can see, there is a hinge on this side, so this door will not open into the bedroom. It's just being mindful of having your doors open and closed, just so you know you don't damage this door here when you're opening and closing your slide. When we come back to this back room for this slide here, much is of the same, but as you can see, your screen door, your optional screen door for your front door here is also placed back here. So being mindful of where this screen door is placed when we are in motion and we're bringing this slide in is something we have to think about. Because when we're sliding this slide in, if this screen door is too far over, we can scrape the wall. If this screen door is too far back, we can get hooked on that corner. So just being mindful and saying, hey, just make sure this screen door is evenly in the middle of the bed if we are traveling with it in this place, if she is not mainly on our frame. Beautiful. Under our main control board here is going to be our switch for our ceiling fan up top there. Before I get to these AC units, I'm gonna drop down to our lower lights. So we do have lights up top getting cut off. Some of our accessory lights. And this front switch is going to cut off our step light here. Some more accessory lights for under the slide for this third switch here. And then for our main over-the-counter kitchen lights, it's going to be for our last switch located right there. Now back up to our AC units. As you can see, they are on, set, and working. To operate them, what you'll do is press this middle button to get the screen woke. You'll press her again to cycle through your modes and your options. To confirm, press that button in again. It'll bring you over to your fan setting, and then you can cycle through the fan setting you would like. Press that button to confirm. She'll bring you back to your main screen. To adjust the temp, you spin the wheel in either direction. Now for your heat, you will have these floor inlets here that allow for your heat to come through, or you will have these wall inlets that do the exact same thing in bringing that heat into your areas. So you have floor inlets in some areas, and then you'll have those wall inlets in others. We'll step down here to our restroom. You do have extra storage up top here. You'll switch for your main light, and then switch for your exhaust fan there. Started with your restrooms. I want you to see your control board for your gas water heater. Now, this is an on-demand water heater. As you can see, the screen is blank, indicating that this system is off. To get it turned on, you'll tap the corner button there for the power, and she'll bring up this screen here Up top, you'll see that it has a number. This number is letting you know the current temperature of your water for your system. You can adjust that temperature by pressing on the panel buttons on the side and then having that go. And then you can adjust between Fahrenheit and Celsius in that corner there. To know if your water heater is operating, you'll cut her on. I believe right now your water is off. So, excuse that hiccup. So we have water on. And to indicate when she is working, of course, you'll see the degrees start to climb, but you'll also get that indicator light there letting you know that the flame is going and she is running. Perfect. And then we'll cut her off. You'll see that flame indicator has cut off, like you know there is no current water being run and circulating, so we do not need to heat any up. But that temperature up top will return to what you have it preset to. Let's be the cold water there. We'll move over to the shower here. We have both of our valves. And so we do have a working and running shower, as well as a lovely commode down here. I'm unsure if this is your first, second, or last camper, but most campers do not come with a P-trap in them, so you just do want to be mindful of keeping a little bit of water in that bottom of that bowl there, that you make sure you do not let those gases escape those drains, as well as having some storage down here. We'll make our way around to our main bedroom. Once again, as you can see, you do have your optional screen door placed in here as well. You will have a few outlets on either corner of your bed, as well as having a switch up top that will control your lights, your auxiliary lights, and your top lights there. You do have a 110 outlet on the side there, as well as another exhaust for your furnace. Back here, we will also have a third AC unit, and then the switch for our main lights. There's some more storage over here for you guys as well. And then in this corner, we will have a backer for a TV bracket over here, so you guys are able to mount a TV, as well as having your your auxiliary and your satellite back here. This is an indicating button, let you know that your antenna is on. Green lets you know she's on. Of course, dark let you know she is off. And then you have a 110 outlet here for you as well. Pull up this screen for you. With all of these screen black windows, they are just pull down, release, and let up. This is your emergency window here. Operation is fairly simple and straightforward. You'll pop this little tab off. Give her a little good bit of force, do not worry. You will not break her. Just enough to release her from that suction. Once she's released from that suction, you'll send this flying through. She is on a hinge up top, as you can see, so she will not just drop to the ground, but she'll just swing up on there. Once this is pushed through, you can pull this tab. It'll pop this main screen off, and you can slide out to your safety. Now, if you are just liking to use this as a breezeway window, you can press it through, and she'll pop and hang right over there for you. To close her, pull her tight and firm. You'll drag this little nozzle over there, drop her in her lock, and it'll hold that seal tight and firm there for you. Coming over to our main living area here, you will see that you have wireless pop-up charging here on your main table. You see those same blinds we were discussing the pop and pull downs. You do have some extra seating here. With these recliner seats, the recliners are going to be right on the side there on the little pull tabs. Another thing to be mindful for in regards to this door. We'll sweep her up top here to our loft area. First thing to our left is going to be our light. You can tap her there to cut on our loft area. You do have another emergency window up top here, as well as a couple of outlets and some storage as well. Some extra storage in this cupboard here. And then before I go to our main entertainment, I'll bring you over to our other lofted area with these lovely semi-rounded stairs. On the banister here, you'll have your switches for your lights up top as well. Another emergency window, some storage here, as well as around back there for you. Now bringing it to our main entertainment area, you'll see that little strap over the TV. That is a travel strap. Do not worry, there's nothing wrong with your TV. You can pop that little travel strap off, drop her down, drape her right over the back there, and voila. You do have a hidden swing open pantry. Right here is going to be our release latch, and it will lock this lock into place. But she does swing all the way open for some access to the back here. With this swing open pantry, do be mindful she is on that hinge. So when you are open, just guide her out a little bit so she doesn't just flop open for you. Up top, we will have some extra lighting. Within this lighting, you'll be able to see three dashes. On the side with the single dash, it's just going to be on. On the side with the dual dash, it is going to be a rocker for motion. So whenever it picks up on that motion, then that light will cut on. So in case we are back there, you just don't have to just leave it running. You will have access to your satellite as well as an outlet over there. And then you have another 110 outlet down there in the corner. To close her, you'll swing her back in place. That's it under that little hidden latch. Let's see if we can get down here. Give you a better view. There we go. You lift over, pull to this side, drop down, and she is now locked into place. We have our JBL Bluetooth speakers that connects to our speakers in the ceiling there. I don't know if you can hear the little hum of the FM, but they are working. These speakers also do connect to the TV, and you can run your sound from the TV to these speakers here.
Scouts is an Episcopal priest from Falls Church, Virginia, but I understand your first job coming out of the seminary was not in the parish. What were you doing?
Down at the bottom here, we do have our electric fireplace. She is on, she is cozy, she does operate. You have some controls up front here. This can operate the lights and the flames themselves and the dimness. At the end, we have the actual control for our temperatures. Now, this can be used as just strictly ambiance. It does not have to be used as an electric heater. So in case you just want to have the lights going, have a little atmosphere, you can use that for that as well. For the remote for this, it will be this lovely remote here to cut on, cut off, just between Celsius, Fahrenheit, flames, temperatures, and it does come with a timer for however long you would like it. You also will receive a remote for your JBL speaker, as well, of course, as your TV remote. Moving over to our kitchen area. Microwave is a microwave. I'd hope to, dear God, we don't have to explain that or how to work a microwave for you. It does operate as your residential microwave, so there aren't much to that. I will say that most do not come with a 10-second, but I am appreciative of a quick 10-second meal or a quick 10-second heat up. Stop, clear. Then down here we have our lovely stove. Now this will operate like an outside grill because it is connected to that LP. You have a switch for your oven lights there, as well as a switch for your gauges here. Now the igniter is within these switches, so I guess if you have to do it between electronic and manually, you could say that these are manual switches. These are also labeled. Down here is going to be for our oven, and these are going to be for our individual eyes. So we get to go. She has pointed at the off. That is going to be your indicator there. You'll push in, you'll hear that igniter go. You'll twist her over to high, then boom, you do have LP running through that stove eye there. I always suggest holding on to this just for a second longer, even after you have that flame going, just so you know that LP is fully going through that line and it is circulating. As you can see, the same for up front, and the same for your back eye there. Now, your oven, as you can see, is still partially placed together, so we won't run her fully, but the difference between your oven and your regular stove eyes are, this does have a pilot section to get your oven started and your oven going. So you'll want to turn and twist to that pilot section to get that LP flowing through properly. And down at the bottom, you'll be able to see a little flame go. Once that flame is started and that LP is circulated, you'll be able to twist all the way over to whatever preferred temperature you need or have, and you'll be able to see that the rings light up to your designated temperature. Perfect. We'll cut that off for now. Close her up. One more thing about your LP system is going to be that it's best when coming in, before we get our water heater going. Let's say our camper's been down, we've been boondocking for a little while. Before we get our water heater going, before we get the hot water flowing into our camper, I always suggest coming in here and burping your stove first. This will allow you to get the air out of your LP lines and get that properly flowing. As you can see, there are some pop-ups of orange. That is going to be the air and the oxygen flowing through the LP line. So coming over here, burping your lines, getting all of these lines going, so we make sure we get the air out, can help us avoid running into error codes on our hot water heater. Your hot water heater give you an error code, your stove will not. Your stove, like I said, is like an outside gas stove, a gas grill. So it's either she's gonna cut on or she's gonna cut off. Either way, she's gonna cut on, she's not gonna cut on. That's either way, let you know, hey, I'm either getting gas out here or I'm not getting gas out here. Whereas your water heater can give you an error code, too many error codes, have you go back in there and program. So just to avoid, the mishaps down the road, it's always best to start here and making sure that she is primed, she is prepped, there is gas flowing without any burps of air flying through as well. Also, being mindful of your stove may not start as fast as your, mindful of your oven may not start as fast as your stove. Could take a few more clicks than your stove will. If you have LP cycling through your system, give it a quick second. When you're down there at that angle, at a lower angle down here, like I said, you'll be able to see a little flashback from here of that igniter going in the back. When that igniter turns solid blue, you'll know that it does have that flame and it's caught that LP gas coming through. And like I said, twist this to your desired temperature and she'll get that gas flowing through the rest of those pipes there. Bringing us around to our refrigerator. You do have settings here for adjusting the temperature of both your fridge and your freezer. Inside, you'll see you still have your stuff. Another door gauge there. Down here at the bottom, we do have our freezers. I'll close her back up there. And then we'll come back around to our main sink area. This does have the ability to switch there. As well. Cut that on, cut that off. On the side here, we also have extra counter space that you can lift, prop up. It locks into place. To release, you pull the tab on this side, pull the tab on this side simultaneously. She will drop down. Be mindful that she will drop down hard if you just let her go. Just be mindful of just slowly releasing that so it doesn't smack against your island countertop here. On the back side here, we will have some outlets as well as our LP and carbon dioxide detector at the bottom there, and we'll go over that here shortly. To our back bedroom, we have some more satellite out and 110 outlets for you. Some storage over here. And then this back bed here as well. Like that front bedroom, you will have a switch for your auxiliary lights and your overhead lights as well. And just to reiterate, just being mindful of objects we do have in this area when we are in travel and when we are sliding this slide in and out. Just being mindful of what we place here. We do not want to damage these boards here and these dresser drawers here. Perfect. We move to our back bedroom. As I stated earlier, this is going to be the door that leads to our back bedroom on the outside there. It does come with those same set of steps and that same friction door to let you out into the world. Around this corner, we are going to have our washer and dryer hookups. Over here, your dryer vent location, and then your outlets for those, as well as our back bathroom. As I stated before, just being mindful of having that water in the commode so that there is no gas or anything from that P-trap. Of course, there's nothing in there now, so you don't have to worry about that. Our switch for our backlight there, and a couple of outlets, as well as some running water and extra storage here. Most, if not all, of these doors are going to be soft closed doors as well. And that is so nice. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go through a quick safety spiel with you and then we'll wrap her up. Your smoke detector. It's going to be up here in front of your main slide in your main living area. Your fire extinguisher is going to be by your front sliding door here. I mentioned it a little earlier, but your LP and your carbon monoxide detector is going to be down here. A few words about your LP and your carbon monoxide detector. If we are awake, it can go off if you are using aerosol spray. So if you're cleaning your hair, if you're spraying your hair, if you're cleaning the counters, anything of nature that's going to hold that aerosol spray can make that go off. What will happen is, just a little test run. Just let you know she works. Perfect. What'll happen is, it'll beep. She'll flash. She'll let you know your LP line is open. We are getting gas in your camper. Of course, she cuts off now. That's just a test. As she's beeping, cool, you're aware. It's going off. You're in the camper. Come over. Open your sliding door. Open a window. air it out for a little bit, press that button down there, kill that alarm. Perfect. Another thing, possibility, could be if you're sleeping. If you're sleeping and this goes off, the first thing I'm gonna need you to do, get up, get out, cut that gas off. There's no reason for you to be in here at all, despite what's going on, because if it is a major gas leak, we're gonna need you out of this camper for your safety. So make sure that you get up, get out, cut that gas off. When you feel like it's been a safe measure, if you let that door open for a little bit, come back and check inside. So the reason why I like the safety feature of having this light on, because what you'll realize is, I probably bumped the stove and there's gas siphoning through. Because even though this pilot is not going, there is still gas flowing through these lines. So it's a possibility you walked over, bumped that. That's just letting gas go through. Cool, quick fix, come in, turn that gas line off. You know for a fact that's good. Step over here, hit that red button, you're okay. You come back in here, you realize, there's nothing going on over here. I don't have any gas anywhere else. The furnace isn't on. What is wrong? Stay outside. Give your repairman a call up to know that you are having a gas leak within your camper. And once again, with that gas being off, that should dissipate on its own, at least the initial gas that is in here. So that is my safety spiel for those things. I do want to thank you guys for shopping at Rec USA. If you do have any questions or concerns, do not hesitate to give us a call. Thank you again, and you have a wonderful evening.